Hello everyone, this is Darsonovia here. This is my review on the first Marvel storyline in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. This is the first arc of Marvel Star Wars that went beyond the movie. Back in 1978, there was nothing but A New Hope at the time. So, the writers of the EU didn't really have much to go on. The way the characters are characterized, the alien creatures that exist in the Star Wars universe, etc. So, when I review these Marvel comics, don't be surprised if they're not like you normally would read in a Star Wars comic. Because I know EU fans that read mostly the comics, and EU fans read mostly the novels, which I'm in the novel camp that read mainly the novels, which is why up until this point I barely read the comics and reviewed them until the Clone Wars era. So I will not get into how things go chronologically with this series. Now, this review is on issues 7 through 10 of Marvel Star Wars in the original run. What did I think of this story? Well, if you're a Han Solo fan and you're looking for more Han Solo stories, there's no shortage of those in the EU, I can tell you that much, especially in the Rebellion era. This may be right up your alley. I felt it was a fun little adventure story at first, Han Solo, though my complaint about this story is I feel like Han is too much like a good guy at this point. Han Solo hasn't completely turned a new leaf yet, at this point in the timeline. He feels kind of like a goody two-shoes in this story, and it feels like whoever wrote this didn't really understand Han Solo very well as a character. Han Solo in A New Hope wasn't anything like he's portrayed in this comic. And it seems like the writer did not understand that. The art is a mixed bag. You have some great looking panels and you have some horrendous looking panels. And one of the issue 1 and the last issue of this story arc are the only ones that really have good art. The ones, in between those issues is horrendous to me. I'm very picky when it comes to art, and honestly, some of the art in this comic was kind of cartoony, a little too cartoony for my taste. This comic, at least in my opinion, didn't really feel like Star Wars. Then again, I've read everything else other than this, so my standards are maybe a little too high. I knew what I was getting myself into reading these, and I wanted to read them because, I was curious, and it would make a good, series of videos. I don't hate this comic. I just it's kind of meh for me. Jackson the Rabbit feels completely out of place, and I understand why George Lucas didn't like the character. Also, the other characters that were part of Han's gang in this story arc, they didn't feel like they really belonged in Star Wars. But I'm willing to let it pass because when this comic was published at the time, there was nothing else to go on. There's no other Star Wars to go on. All there was A New Hope, the movie, Splinter of Mind's Eye, and the novelization of A New Hope. That's all there was. So I'm lenient on this. I would not be this lenient on future, material. But for here, I think that this story is fun. The art can be kind of weird at times if you're not used to, reading this kind of artwork. Though if you have read a lot of stuff in this era, I'm referring to Marvel like Spider-Man, X-Men, I think you'll be right at home with this. I think you might be able to appreciate the art. Though, don't expect too much. Issue 7 through 10 it was an enjoyable read. There's far better comics out there, but not bad, I will admit. For the first comic that went beyond the movie, not bad at all. Next time, I don't know what to expect in the next story arc and Marvel, but we shall see. I'm looking forward to reviewing these because I don't know what to expect. Anyway, may the Force be with you. Next time, I don't know what I'm going to review. Hopefully, I'll get the Midstar Duology done by the time I do my next review. But we'll see where that goes. Have a nice day, everyone.